Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. As we look at temperatures here on Friday morning, quite warm, especially as you head off toward the east. 21 degrees in Winnipeg here at about 9 o'clock Central Time, but still 20 degrees as you head all the way back into central and southern portions of Alberta this morning as well. Now, as we look at the satellite picture here early on Friday morning, we've got some decaying thunderstorms moving from central Alberta off into central and southern portions of Manitoba early this morning. I'll hit play on this one more time. And then we've seen some scattered thunderstorm activity across the front range of central and western Alberta as well. So you look at the last 24 hours of lightning activity. Again, a cluster of thunderstorms from central and eastern Saskatchewan moving southeastward into southwestern and southern Manitoba during the overnight, and then scattered thunderstorms across the high elevation areas here of western Alberta. As we look at the radar picture, again, much of the rain activity beginning to decay and wane and move off to the south and to the east. Again, here's some of the shower activity across parts of southern Manitoba. Some thunderstorms there beginning to push off across the North Dakota and Minnesota border. And then also some very light showers as you head back towards the area between Edmonton and Calgary. Now, as we head through the next couple of days, much of the thunderstorm activity is going to be focused right in this area here across portions of southern, central, and western Alberta, especially as you get in toward the higher elevations here, the Front Range with the Rockies. We'll see this system departing here, bringing that shower activity to an end across southern Manitoba as we head to the middle part of the day today. It should be dry through the weekend across generally this entire corridor here from southern Saskatchewan into central and southern Manitoba. So let's take a look at this. Let's put the NAM model into motion. Let's get it to Friday afternoon and evening. Again, if we're going to see any thunderstorm activity, it's going to be in this area here across the high plains, the Front Range here of western Alberta. We could see a strong storm or two popping up in that area, producing some hail. Better chances as we get into Saturday and Sunday, I believe. And again, on Saturday afternoon and evening, we'll be focused on this same corridor here from southern into western Alberta for a couple of strong storm producing maybe some large hail and damaging winds. We'll do the same thing as we get into Sunday afternoon and evening, watching generally southern through western Alberta for some of these strong storms to pop up, producing some large hail, maybe some damaging winds. And the reason that the threat for thunderstorms begins to increase, we'll look first at the instability forecast. Plenty of instability as we head into the evening hours here. This is Friday now at 7 p.m. Central. And again, very high values across the western half of Alberta. And you've also got surface winds, which are coming out of the southeast. That gives you upslope flow. And again, helps you get the potential for a couple of strong storms in this region. Now, we also have a strong cap today, so that's a layer of warm air in the low to mid levels of the atmosphere that helps suppress thunderstorm development. And what I'll show you on our next slides here is we have very weak wind shear today. But as we take this into Saturday and Sunday, let's get this to Saturday at the same time, late evening, where our instability is often the highest. Again, very high instability in this corridor. Same thing, surface flow, upslope flow. We get those thunderstorms developing, slightly better upper level flow. And then we get into Sunday afternoon and evening. Now we've got even higher instability now as you get into the area kind of Edmonton off toward the west there. And what I'm going to show you here as we get this wave that's over the Pacific Ocean right now to begin overspreading the area. So we get the upper level support combined with that as we get later into the weekend. So as we get into Friday evening, I just showed you all the instability in this area. Look at that. No flow in the upstairs. We actually have some ridging where we've got the inverted U shape to the jet stream. So we often get some capping with that as well. So again, instability there, check today. No upper level support though, and likely some capping. So maybe a strong storm or two. I'm not that gung-ho about the severe storms forecast across the high plains of Alberta today, though one or two storms is possible. As we get into Saturday afternoon and evening, again, the instability is there, starting to get some flow. We're getting a little lead wave coming over there. So again, more in the way of maybe isolated to scattered thunderstorm activity. Let's take it into Sunday evening now, getting into Monday. Sunday evening. It will eventually be Monday. That is the day that comes after Sunday. But I want to talk about Sunday evening specifically. Again, remember we had very strong instability in this corridor. We'll use pink because it's more intense. But then check it out. We've also got the wave beginning to overspread there. So less capping, more upper level support, and greater instability. That is why Sunday evening, I think, over the next 3 days, at least through the weekend, is going to be our best chance for organized thunderstorm activity and the potential for some severe weather across western portions of Alberta. The reason I'm spending a lot of time on that is because that is all there is to talk about between now and Monday. the precipitation forecast here between now and 7 p.m. on Monday. What you see over here across Manitoba, that is happening now through the next several hours. So you can go ahead and effectively ignore that. And then what we're left with is just scattered thunderstorm activity generally over Alberta between now and Monday evening as we slowly watch this wave begin to come out of the west. Again, we each and every day have plenty of instability for thunderstorms in this region, but it's not until we get the upper level wave to push out Sunday into Monday that we get the more organized, more widespread opportunity for some precipitation in the region. And again, as we look at the upper level pattern getting started here, this just is not real conducive to organized thunderstorm development. A huge ridge pushing into the region, that is really going to kind of squash organized thunderstorm development or organized precipitation across the region. That's a hot and dry background state. But then we do see this little wave sneak in. Here it is. It starts off part of this more organized wave off the west coast. You see the little perturbation within the flow there start to make its way in as we get into Sunday and Monday. And again, this is what brings the more organized chance for thunderstorm activity across that corridor. As it sneaks through early next week, we see it kind of dive down across the northern plains of the U.S., ridging once again across the prairie. That allows for another warm-up before we then turn our attention to another wave trying to push in way out in the future now, getting into Friday and Saturday of next week, where our details are sketchy at best. But that could lead to a pattern change once again, maybe more in the way of thunderstorm activity, again, as we get into August 8th, 9th, and 10th, way out there. So our temperatures over the next several days going to be leaning warmer in most areas. The exception where we might see temperatures a little cooler than average at times is going to be from southern Saskatchewan into southern Manitoba, and then off to the south into the Midwest of the United States. Elsewhere, though, the warmth is going to continue. We'll see temperatures generally at least a few degrees above average at times. Where we could see a bit of a roller coaster is kind of in the Calgary area, where you're getting some warmth and some of the cooler push here with that wave coming out over the back half of the weekend into early next week, and then warming back up early next week as the ridge builds back in. And we'll take a look at the temperature trends here in just a moment. But taking an expanded look at the European ensemble, or the European operational model run, diagnosing what we've really already talked about. Across southern Manitoba, your opportunity for precipitation over the next 4 to 5 days is happening right now into the later part of the day today before this front moves off to the east. We're then left with the afternoon and evening flaring up of thunderstorms across the front range here in western Alberta. Here is Saturday afternoon and evening. We'll then take this into Sunday afternoon and evening. That upper level wave is beginning to push in now from the west, and then we'll see that flare up again on Monday in the form of more organized thunderstorm activity across this general region. Now, as this low begins to kind of be squashed off to the south and east, there's a chance we could get some thunderstorm activity across portions of southern Saskatchewan as we get into Wednesday of next week, kind of midweek. A chance for more of the prairie to get at least scattered precipitation, but let's kind of punt on the specifics with that one until we get to talk again on Monday morning, and just understand that over the next 4 days it's really going to be Alberta or bust in terms of scattered thunderstorm activity. So between now and Wednesday, the probability of picking up 1 inch or more of precipitation from the European ensemble model. The only place you get any shading here across central portions of Alberta back into western Alberta, we've got low probability is picking up 25 millimeters of precipitation. But if there is anywhere that's going to see organized or repetitive thunderstorm activity, it is across this corridor over the next 4 days or so, generally dry as you head across the rest of the Ag Belt and the Canadian Prairie. So look at your high temperatures here in Calgary. Your low temperatures are on there as well. Again, warm as we head into the weekend, 30 for the high on Sunday and Monday. We cool down as the wave moves into the prairie. The cold front clears the area, 22 on Tuesday, 25 on Wednesday, warming back up as ridging returns. So Calgary, you'll ride that roller coaster. Edmonton, to a lesser extent, kind of riding the waves here. It starts to smooth out as we head off to the east. Saskatoon, generally in the mid to upper 20s for the next week. Same story in Regina, right around the mid-20s, 25 to 27 for your afternoon highs. And then in Winnipeg, a little bit cooler than average. Certainly not cold, but high temperatures right around 24, 25 degrees as we get through the weekend, with a potential slight warming trend as we get to mid to late next week. But again, a very frustrating forecast period here as we talk about days 4 through 8. A lot of moving parts. Details really skeptical at best as I get to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's just keep it real and keep it focused on the weekend. We'll dive into next week as we talk again on Monday morning. I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you next week.